Johnny Bench is tied it up. The Cincinnati Reds win the World Series in 4 straight. It was a sweep.
In the dirt, it's a wild pitch. Here comes Foster. The Reds win the pennant.
Perkins won the game.
That ball is fair. Cincinnati's ahead. 2 games to none.
Welcome Joe Randa to Cincinnati. Adam Dunn has done it again.
Benzinger backing and calling. And the 1990 World Championship belongs to the Cincinnati Reds.
Marty, yes. This is Adam from Milwaukee. Hey, Adam, how you doing? I'm good. How are you? Good. Do you think Scott Hatteberg's a good player?
Dunn up there with the bases loaded, the outfield deep and around toward right, and the 1-0 on the way to the plate. Swung on, long drive, right field, and this one belongs to the Reds.
And a high drive, hit back into deep right field. Junior has just knocked the door down to the 500 club.
Benson's first home run is a walk-off winner. That ball had a family.
And De La Cruz is, oh my goodness, look at this kid run. My, oh my, that is a triple.
Matt McClain's first big league bomb.
Spencer Steer's first big league hit is a home run to straightaway center field. Joey Votto's done it again.
The pitch. Votto swings high in the air. Right field. Yes! He pointed to the dugout to say, I told you. That is Joey Votto's 315th career go-ahead ribby. Only Johnny Bench had more as a Red.
And I can't tell you how much it means to play in front of everyone here in Cincinnati as a Red. What a gift. What a tremendous gift. So thank you. Thank you.
I think I can speak for all of Reds country. Joey Votto, thank you.
High drive. Left center field. Racing back to the line. Bourgeois. The Reds are National League Central Division champions. In the air, left center field. Did he? Did he? He did. He did. Reds win. Win. Line to the right field. Genius, the first Red ever. With 4 home runs in a game. Can you believe it? In the air, down the right field line. Goes to Abbott. The Reds have won on a 3-run home run on opening day by Ramon Hernandez. A strike away and out away is Homer Bailey. Ground ball to third. Frazier gloves. Throw to first, and Homer Bailey, for the second time in his major league career, has tossed a no-hitter. Oh, God. Are you kidding me? Holy moly, the second player in major league history to hit 7 home runs in the first 10 games. In the air, and the Reds win it. What a dream beginning to a career of Jay Bruce.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Chatterbox Sports Live, Reds pregame show, whatever it is, wild card edition. We're all nervous. We all have our eyes on this Mets game.
Literally.
That is, yeah, seriously, 3-0 right now. Mets. I think I actually turned on college football. Turning it back right now to Mets. But yeah, not great. But if the Mets win, it's pretty simple. Reds have to win, and
Not
even
only
if
today,
they,
but tomorrow, let's be honest.
yeah, if the Reds sweep, they're in. So let's just do that. But Alex, how are you?
I'll let you know in about 4 hours. Well,
Yeah,
first I'll let you know in about 35 minutes, 40 minutes, or whatever the game is here. And then I'll let you know again in about 4 hours.
Yeah. It's I think every Reds fan has some kind of nerves right now, but that's good. That's a good thing to be in it September 27th. We don't always get that here in Cincinnati. So I'm going to enjoy it as Juan Soto walks to first base. It's first and second for the Mets, up 3-0. Looks like he was hit. Oh no, it like
Yep.
grazed
Yeah.
by his face. All right, that's
Yeah.
not
So
great. All
the
right.
plan, right? We'll stay on, especially if the Marlins, score some runs here. For those not watching, it's 3-0 Mets. Clay Holmes has all but dominated the Marlins, but we'll stay on. We'll have a good discussion about tonight's game, and then Max and I decided we'll stay on until the Mets lose, if they lose, or whatever the game, whatever happens in the game.
Yeah. Alonso up now. He's 2 for 2 today, but this is the Reds pregame show. And we'll start now with the Reds. We'll start with the Reds lineup that is on the screen. You want to go ahead and run through that, Alex?
Yeah, of course. The Friedel, Marte, and Duhar, the two righties there. Steers, Stewart, L.A. De La Cruz, Tyler Stevenson, Key Brian Hayes, and Matt McLean. So a all righty, or outside of Friedel, an all righty lineup, with that opener being a lefty. Interesting how far they went down with a right-handed lineup. I thought maybe Lux might sneak in there in the 8th or 9th spot because he's been so hot, but they'll switch him out when the time comes, because I just don't expect that the opener lasts more than maybe 2 innings, if that. Maybe Tito is trying to get a jump on these guys. What was your thoughts right away?
Yeah. It's interesting that they went all righties. And it's going to be really interesting to me how aggressive Tito is with how he uses pinch hitters. He hasn't wanted to. This lineup's kind of tough to pinch hit for, though, because they're not going to want to move Steer. They're not going to want to take Steer out. I mean,
no, I think that what they'll do is they'll move Steer to first.
Right, but I just don't want them to do that because I would rather them move Sal Stewart to second, then, because I would rather his bat be in the lineup than McLean right now. Like, I don't know. I get it because it's against the lefty, but I hope he's aggressive as Pete Alonso strikes out to end the 7th, and I hope we see Lux and Benson if the opportunity presents itself pretty early tonight.
Yeah.
That's
one quote I saw from Tito last night was, and we saw it with the Brewers. Man, that was a Reds Brewers game last night, 3-1. Obviously a nail biter and just a tough matchup between two good pitching teams and light hitting teams. What stuck out to me is he's climbing the Reds hate list, or I hate him because he doesn't play for the Reds list. Is that Joey Ortiz? 2 spectacular plays at shortstop. Him and Terang had a fantastic double play there in the 7th, I think, or the 8th inning. And Tito mentioned it. He didn't call that play out in particular, but he mentioned it. You have to play good defense against this team, or you just give them new opportunities. He's not pulling McLean. He's not pulling Key Brian Hayes off the field unless they're injured, because those two help our infield immensely. Obviously, you say that, but also there's Spencer Steers in left, but you really don't have any other option with that lefty starting.
Yeah.
Now, that's where I think Benson could go out there, or Lux. All depends on what kind of hitter the Reds want to add there middle of the game.
I would almost guarantee at some point tonight that we see Benson, whether it's defense, pinch hitting. If Spencer Steer's ending the game in left field, I would be shocked. Whether he moves to first or leaves the game, there's no chance he ends the game.
That would shock me as well.
Yeah, and it really stinks tonight that Austin Hayes is still battling injury, because as much as he struggled, he can hit lefties. I don't know how he'd get in this lineup, but I think we'd see him some way.
There was another quote from Tito. I'm pulling all this from Charlie Goldsmith. Basically, how I read it was, I kind of talked to him about, we've got to figure this out, whether it's about today, tomorrow, or potentially Tuesday. They just can't keep him on the roster, if he's going to have a hurt back. They need to have a better option. So we'll see how that goes.
They're currently playing with 26 players. They don't play
25.
Santiago Espinal.
Yeah, 26. Sorry, 26.
They don't play Espinal. Hayes hasn't played in a week. Espinal played the other day at third, but I swear that's the first time we've seen Espinal in
Let me ask you this, and I know you're a basketball guy, Max. How is this any different than having a 7-man rotation or an 8-man rotation where you're just playing those 8 guys?
Yeah, I see your point, but there's guys in the minors, like especially right now, I feel like that could have more of an impact than Espinal. Whether that's defensively, base running, like Blake Dunn, Reese Hines, like I would rather see one of them right now
Well,
on the
I will
team
say
than
this.
Espinal.
I think my hot take is, and we'll get to this maybe later. I know Nick last night on the post game brought up a potential bullpen for the playoff. My guess is that if they make the playoffs, Espinal is not on the roster. Now he's in the bench. He's hanging out with them, just like he's been doing the last month plus. But you would have Hines or Dunn up here on the playoff roster. Just my guess.
Yeah, I think if they chose one, they would choose Dunn because they seem to like him a lot. But as some guy named Johnson swings at a pitch at his neck. No, that was Ramirez. Come on, Marlins.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So former Red Brooks Raley on the mound for the Mets now. Max, I want your thoughts tonight. Tonight's Andrew Abbott night. He's been up and down though. Majority of the back half. He had a fantastic start against the Padres out in San Diego. I think it was like 8 innings. It was crazy good. Has kind of struggled, but even Sunday when he pitched against the Cubs, they won 1-0, but he was battling most of the game. How long of a leash do you give Abbott tonight? Now, granted, if he's pitching great, that's one option. But do you let him in there for 4-5? What's your dream pitching situation tonight?
We talked about it before. I think the dream is the Reds get hot offensively to start because I think this is a game where the Reds should hit. Like Mizorowski hasn't thrown well, Gasser hasn't thrown that much, so I think the Reds need to get an early lead.
I agree.
And ideally, pitching wise, to me, it's Abbott for 6, Martinez for 3, and then you have everyone tomorrow available besides Martinez and Abbott. That's pretty much how and probably Lodolo too. But that's how I'd line it up.
Well, no, they said Lodolo could pitch tomorrow.
Really?
He's gonna throw a session in the morning, and that would depend if he's available.
It would be nice if we had a lefty. It would be really nice. I like Brent Suter, but he hasn't thrown in a while. Short.
Just short of the warning. Just short of the wall. Marlins are down to 2 outs in the 7th. Yeah, what's interesting too is let's just talk about it because I think this is really it's going to come down to. I think it looks like the Mets are going to win today. I mean, obviously there's 2 more innings, and it's only 3-0 or 3-0 Mets, but really it's going to come down to a win tonight because you have to win to match the Marlins or the Mets, and then you have to win tomorrow as well. It doesn't matter what the Mets do. If you win tonight and tomorrow, you're in. Which wouldn't that be the craziest thing? We all joked about it being go 4-2, go 4-2. Oh, we'll take care of business against the Pirates. They didn't. And then they potentially sweep the Brewers, their arch nemesis, their the dragon, if you will, to make the playoffs. But anyway, let's just talk about it. I was actually team Reds on the Hunter Green thing. I see it as if I'm willing to trust these guys to pitch against the likes of the Dodgers, then I try to go win and beat Skeens with him. Match, Skeens 1-for-1. And then I should have banked enough wins at that point to, as of tomorrow, to be okay. It would be my thought. And then I'm going to give myself a chance as a team. He's got to be available against the Dodgers. No way around it. So I was kind of a team pro, keep Hunter in that spot. But does that make him unavailable at all tomorrow? You think? Would he be available for an inning? And then pitch Tuesday?
So a little background on what you're talking about in case some of the people don't know out there that the Reds had the chance earlier in the week to move Green up so he would pitch Tuesday and then be available to start tomorrow. Instead, they kept him at Wednesday to keep him matched up with Skeens, and we know what happened there. Hunter threw the ball well, but Skeens did Paul Skeens things. So now the question is he available tomorrow? If we're in it and the Reds need innings, and I think there's a great chance we'll see Hunter Green tomorrow. Truthfully,
Really?
and I do. You cannot worry about Tuesday right now. You cannot think about that at all. He would find a way to be available. He would find a way to be available to start game 2.
Yeah,
as long as
I
he
just
doesn't
don't think
overwork himself tomorrow.
exactly. I think if you give a guy an inning and he pitches less than 20 pitches, I don't see how anyone's not available 2 days later.
Yeah, I think if he pitches tomorrow, I don't think they're gonna go throw him 60 pitches tomorrow,
No.
given the injury stuff he's had. But it's all hands on deck tomorrow. Unless the Marlins come back and the Reds win, it's all hands on deck tomorrow. But it looks like the Mets are going to win. So everyone tomorrow, in my mind, besides, like I said, Singer is available. Besides Abbott is available.
Yeah, going back to tonight though, obviously I would love to see Andrew Abbott go at least 6. And then, like you mentioned, if you can do a Abbott Martinez game, I think that would just be help out everybody in this team, especially for tomorrow. I'm not giving up on the Marlins tonight because it's gonna be a fun game, and just it's been a fun week for sure, a crazy week. But last night was just next level. Let's see if the Reds can close it out this weekend.
I didn't realize we faced Freddie Peralta tomorrow. There's no way he's pitching, right? Like,
no, he is. They talked on the broadcast last night that he's only capped at like 4 innings.
Oh, all right, that's better. I couldn't watch last night. Obviously, I keep track, but I couldn't sit down
Here's
and
another thing
watch.
to throw into this though. This has turned into a just a weekend, the Saturday Sunday preview. But what's interesting is that the reason why the Brewers even care is that they want their magic number for the best record in the league is 1. If the Phillies lose tonight, tomorrow doesn't mean anything to them.
Yeah, that's a good point. Phillies are losing right now.
They are. Now, let's not count our chickens before they hatch there, because the Twins are horrible. And the Phillies can, turn around a game in, 2 or 3 batters. So, and by what I mean by that is 3, solo shots, instead of 3 little dinky hits, pop-ups to right. So you never know, but that's an option. But they did mention Peralta is going to pitch because he won't pitch again until Friday, or maybe even Saturday. But it's only going to be like 4 innings. So,
yeah, I mean, everything can be so much better if the Marlins would just win and we could win tonight and we could just relax tomorrow. But
yeah, I mean, the Marlins obviously
we'll
didn't get the memo that we wanted to do that.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing.
1 hit through 7 innings is tough sledding. So, I'm actually kind of surprised, Max. I thought we were at first I was like, oh, this show is going to be packed. We're going to have so many people excited, and I'm sure people are, but there's a couple college football games on. I'm sure people are watching instead of us. So we appreciate the 50 plus that are in the show. If anyone has any questions, send them to Max and I's way, and we'll go through them. And we'll just talk Reds baseball here for the next 20, 30 minutes. And see what the Reds are up against tonight. Max, any other big time thoughts or hot takes you want to talk about tonight?
I don't think so. I'll run through the Brewers lineup real quick. Christian Yelich, it is Abbott on the mound tonight, so I guess kind of a lineup more catered to a lefty, but not completely. Yelich leading off, Jackson Cheerio in right, Bryce Terang, a lefty, hitting third, Andrew Vaughn hitting fourth at first, Isaac Collins, maybe NL Rookie of the Year. He's in contention. We'll see. Caleb Durbin, Blake Perkins in center, Danny Jansen, and Joey Ortiz at short, who can pick it, but not exactly the biggest threat. Offensively, no Contreras tonight, no Sal Frelick. Obviously, a chance we see them. If we don't, hang the banner. Sounds great to me. I don't want to see them.
Yeah, those 2 guys.
I'll admit it. I'll run from them. I don't want to see them. But yeah, I think tonight for Abbott, he's got to control the top of the lineup. Yelich, Cheerio, Turang, Vaughn. Those are the four guys that scare me the most if I'm Andrew Abbott. And getting through the first, without throwing 30 pitches and struggling would be really big for everyone.
Yeah, totally. He like we said earlier, he's had a great season. Outside of that start in San Diego, it's been kind of shaky on and off a little bit the second half. So hopefully, an extra day of rest here with that off day Monday, he can come back and take care of business tonight and will the team. Some of these people take pressure different ways. Some players crack under the pressure. Others, they're made for a night like this. You see Hunter, I think, against the Cubs last Thursday, excuse me. What a start. Abbott's not too far off that. He can handle that type of pressure. And he's got the tools in his tool belt to go back and, go 7 innings for the Reds tonight. But, again, probably me just being optimistic and just hoping for a win. But what I hear coming out of the clubhouse, these guys know what's going on. And they're going to show up for the game tonight.
Know what's going on. I agree, but I can't exactly say I have the most faith that they're going to show up. Last week it was packed GABP, and the fans did. Tuesday, Wednesday was great. I was there Tuesday. The atmospheres were awesome, and they just continuously came up short in the big moments, and it's been a thing really all year. It's just one of those things where they haven't gotten the big hit, and we thought Stevenson had it, and then they ended up losing that game. And I don't know. Maybe the big hit was actually Marte's catch in right field, honestly. Maybe that was it.
Absolutely.
And that's fine. But I can't say I have the most confidence in the Reds in these big moments. Tonight is on national TV.
You know what, Max? They've done this all year.
Real quick, I have the confidence in Abbott. The lineup though? No. None.
But you know what? That's how they've won this year. And that last night was a perfect example of that. They did have some timely hits, but they didn't, the opportunities they got, they took advantage of them, and scored just enough runs to win. But I was going to say, though, they've done this kind of crap all year. They go get swept out of Sacramento. I mean, think about it. They just would have won one of those games. We wouldn't be worrying about tomorrow. Just different games throughout the year. You can't look backward. You only look forward to tonight and tomorrow. But man, they've done this where they built it up. Oh, we got it in the bag. They faltered. Now they're back in it. They faltered against Pittsburgh. Say what you want. They should have never lost those two games. At least one of them. They could have lost one.
Which one? This past week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't have lost both. They're
off. You can't.
Now they win 2 in a row.
It is how they've been all year. I mean, you truly have no idea what you're going to watch when you turn on the Reds. That's what I mean. I don't know what we're gonna see tonight. I think Abbott's gonna throw the ball well, but I think there's a chance that Gasser goes 3 and shuts us down, and then Mizorowski comes in and we don't pinch hit anyone, and we just continue with the same guys.
I guarantee you they will. I think they'll pinch hit. But that's a good question to Nathan here. Is there a legitimate alternative to Matt McClain in a game like this? Hey, McClain is not getting taken out. Say what you want about him. The defense matters to Tito in a game like this, and it matters when you win games 3-1. And yeah, the offense, he's part of the reason why you're only scoring 3 runs. It's not going to happen. That's just, I think, the way the Reds are committed to it.
Yeah, I'll say tonight there's no alternative. Against a lefty, there's no alternative, especially with Hayes out. Because then if Hayes is playing, then you can put Sal Stewart at second. but they're not. But it really comes down. Truthfully, tonight it comes down to
Gavin
Espinal
Lux.
or McLean.
I just don't think you're ever going to see Stewart at second.
I mean, maybe, yeah. He didn't look great at third the other night. Still mad at him for that ball that got by him. But like I said, like the only option tonight would have been Espinal if Hayes is still hurt, and he is. And I'd rather see McLean than Espinal, truthfully. But tomorrow, I'm throwing Lux in there at second over McLean.
I think, depending on what happens in this Mets-Marlins game, they're both going to be must-wins. So I think tomorrow you just do what you did tonight. The only difference between tonight and tomorrow is I think Singer's going to have a whole lot shorter leash.
Yeah.
Yes, Joe, the Mets are winning. It's 3-0 in the eighth. The Marlins just got their first out, so there's one out in the eighth.
Yeah. Not great. Not great.
Yeah, the Marlins
a little bit on
the today. It's been a rough game for the rooting interest here.
Yeah, a little bit on Robert Gasser, the opener tonight for the Brewers. He's only thrown 3 MLB innings this year, and he hasn't thrown many in total at all. He's been dealing with injuries. Mizorowski will follow him. Mizorowski has not been very good lately. That's all-star Jacob Mizorowski to you. That was a weird looking back, that was absolutely ridiculous. Why did we do that?
Not even looking back.
Yeah.
I
thought
it
was insane. He threw 100 miles an hour, so they're like, you know what? He's an all-star. We have 4 of them then, if that's the standard.
The only thing I will say that on a timeout is if all the other options were pitching on that Sunday and they couldn't pitch in the All-Star game, then what are you going to do?
Yeah. 2 outs.
So Gasser, then Mizorowski tonight. And then, of course, the Brewers, when they want to get all their bullpen guys in. They just want to get as many guys in to kind of keep them fresh as possible. They don't play for another week. So
yeah, they're going to throw their guys. Uribe will probably pitch, whether that's tonight or tomorrow. Is McGill healthy right now? I thought McGill was hurt at one point, but
he might come back tomorrow.
Okay, Koenig, he'll probably throw. Yeah, they'll get their guys in. So that's why it's really important to me tonight to getting out to a fast start.
They have to.
Gasser, I think, threw like 30 innings in AAA this year. Like, it wasn't much, and he's only thrown 3 up here. Like, he's not, I'm sure he's feeling okay, but guy hasn't really thrown much. So it would be big tonight if they could, get some stuff done and
like we mentioned earlier. We have some people added to the show here. Like we mentioned earlier, the only reason the Brewers are even playing, what they're playing for, is the home field advantage throughout the whole playoffs. If the Phillies lose tonight, it doesn't mean anything to the Brewers going forward because they've clinched home field advantage to the playoffs. So there goes the Mets. The Mets have they are done with the 8th inning, so we're up to the top of the 9th. Mets are up 3-0. Marlins only 1 hit. So not a great game for the Marlins tonight. But if the Mets lose tomorrow, and the Reds win tonight, we clinch. But really, I think the Reds just have to focus on themselves, obviously, and just keep winning.
Yeah, I don't know who this guy is, but I'm gonna block him.
This is a Red show. We don't need any Mets fans in here. The only Mets fan I want to see in here is Frank the Tank. I would love to interview him.
Frank the Tank. I would love to talk to Frank the Tank.
Oh, I would.
Frank, if you're watching.
Yeah, he's
Frank,
not. He's not. But
come in. Yeah.
We would. I'd love to actually. I mean, truthfully, I'd love to sit there next to him and actually watch a game. Outside of his silliness and just being him, the guy's a very knowledgeable fan. So it'd be fun to watch a game with him.
Yeah, I do wonder how much of it is just for show, but I don't think a lot of it is. I think he's just a genuine crazy fan.
Yeah, I think it's probably like 50% show, but
Yeah.
Pays the
Kyle
bill.
said it earlier. It's this simple. If the Reds win the next 2 games, they're in. Like, we're talking about all these scenarios and
Yep.
stuff, but it's just that simple. You win, you're in. Like, it's so simple, but with this team, and I guess it's how it is with every wild card team, third wild card team, you don't know if you're gonna make it. A lot of the time, and you don't know what to expect, but just such a frustrating team because you just look back at so many of the games and you're like, man, a game here, a game there, opening day when Ian Jabot came in to be our closer.
Don't remind me.
I still can't believe that happened. Before the All-Star break when they struggle with, what was it, the Marlins, I think, and
Yep.
someone else. They took 2 out of 3 from the Rockies, and I think someone before.
Well, heck, the Rockies took 2 out of 3 up from them at Great American Ballpark. So,
yeah,
you can't, but you just look forward and like you said, you win these next 2 games, and hope the offense shows up, scores 4 or 5 runs, because I think the pitching staff can stop the Brewers offense.
Yeah, the Marlins just put in a reliever with an ERA over 8, so that's encouraging. Not great.
Yeah.
But
it's Max, I just can't explain to you how much I just want to buy a wild card or a postseason t-shirt. I mean, I just want the option to look at the Reds merch on MLB Shop on Fanatics' website. Okay. That's what I want.
Yeah. When the Reds made the playoffs in 2020, they had the shirt that said "Respect Cincinnati." I bought it, and then I got it after they were eliminated, and I was so mad when I got the shirt.
I wouldn't even care at this point. I don't care. I just want to see all the totes of Fanatics, the blue postseason shirts with orange lettering. I just want them sent. I just want them donated. Get them out of here. Donate them already. Let's just donate them. Get them out of the shops in New York. Let's get these boxes open in Cincinnati.
This is pretty much our hope at this point. Hopefully Edwin looks like Alexis and the Reds can get a little bit of luck from a Diaz brother in 2025.
He's at least good.
He is good. Edwin is very good. It's a 1-2 count here. Alvarez at the plate with Marlins, and that's going to be a base hit for Alvarez.
Yep.
All right.
Broken bat, but we'll see.
Optimistic John making an appearance, one of my favorites. Not letting Espinal bat versus a lefty at second will come back to show. The guy who's regressed all year. Like I said, it's really Espinal or McLean.
I mean, pick your poison.
Yeah, optimistic John, though. I mean, he's the most optimistic guy in the world about Santiago Espinal. Nobody loves Santiago Espinal more than optimistic John. Can't say I'm with him. If they get there, I don't think there's a way Espinal's on the roster, like you said, though.
No.
But I don't know. We'll see. Let me see if I have any more.
Yeah, we'll see. Keep winning.
Any more notes on? Do you have any more nuggets or notes on the game tonight?
The only other thing I think I mentioned earlier, when we were talking about the pitching, sounds like it could be that Pagan, Ashcraft, and Santillan are not available. I would find that hard to believe if the time, push came to shove. I think in a perfect world, they don't want to use those guys. But, I was looking up and looking through stuff for the game. Really, Max, I'm just so excited. I mean, how many times have we gotten to this point? I've been following the Reds heavily for 23 years. And you think 10, 12, 13, 20, 23. I mean, it's not been.
We haven't been here much.
Fan base.
Do you think tonight Austin Hayes is available? Have they said anything about that?
Yeah, I don't think so. They were very.
So he hasn't had an at bat in a week. Let's just say the scenario pops up. Say it's, and you'll probably disagree with me here or not agree, but if Matt McLean's up in a big situation late in the game against a lefty, Hayes is available. Espinal's on the bench to play second. Would you rather have McLean or Hayes take that at bat? I'd rather have Hayes. Truthfully. I have zero confidence in McLean right now.
I don't think he's available. I don't think it's even an option.
Yeah. And that stinks because tonight Austin Hayes in the lineup would be great.
That's where I think you're kind of potentially playing behind. So I get it, but what other option do you have?
Yeah. Would you hit Espinal for McLean?
No.
Trevino?
No.
Yeah, I don't think I would either. I'm trying to think who else is on the bench. I think that's it though, especially with no South Stewart in the lineup.
Ooh.
Yeah. Pop. Ooh.
The Mets
Looper.
have one out in the ninth. One out in the ninth for the Mets. Their number 9 hitter is up. So we're getting close to the end of this game here. See if some of the Marlins magic can come through.
Yeah, I imagine
if the Marlins win this game, you'll never hear the end of it in Queens. You'll never hear the end of this in Queens.
Well, yeah, a few years ago, the Mets kind of tried to screw the Marlins out of a playoffs. So the Marlins definitely want to. They have motivation to win the series. They're throwing their best pitchers this weekend as if they have a shot.
Well, they did at one point.
Right, and they did.
Very slim.
2 days ago? Yeah. They needed I think all of us to lose out.
Yeah.
And they win out.
Well, it's worth their shot. Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, they've had a good year. You're ahead of me. What happened?
It's a foul ball. It's foul. Deep foul. Oh. Deep foul to left. Tyrone Taylor. Yeah, I'm not a good play-by-play guy on these. But again, we're just hanging out and seeing if the Marlins can pull this off. Anyone, we keep repeating ourselves, just win, just win, just win. If anyone has any questions, anything to shout out, we'll put it up on the screen and we can chat.
Yeah.
I mean, John, I just don't understand how Espinal is any better. I mean, let's just be honest.
They're as bad as McLean has been.
And also, the Reds have won 2 straight games too, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, and McLean's had part in it, especially defensively. I guess that's really the only way he's had a part of it. But the defense is that good.
And I'm not going to kid myself. I did not play competitive baseball. And I didn't play much infield either. The older, crap, it's going to be 4-0 Mets. But I think Ellie and McLean have great chemistry down there at second and short.
Why did he stop? I thought he could have got to that ball. Edwards.
Maybe he bet on the
that place is all Mets fans.
I heard they got booed last night, actually.
The Mets or the Marlins?
The Mets.
Really? Probably by their own fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Marlins fans there. Yeah. Dang it. Would have been so much more simple today. Edwards literally stopped. I thought he could have got that ball.
But really, it doesn't. I mean, honestly, this game doesn't even matter. I mean, it does, obviously, for tonight.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's been saying in the chat, we've been saying if the Reds win, it's fine. Now they got Helsley throwing, and Helsley has not been good for the Mets, I don't think.
No, I think he's kind of came back to normal the last couple outings, but overall he's not done well.
Yeah, they've got some guys at the back of that bullpen that can be home runs or complete just blow ups. Diaz and Helsley, depending on the day. I would take either of them. Oh, I don't know if I want Helsley. He's like a true wild card. He's very much like Diaz was.
I mean, 4 runs in 1 inning is gonna be tough to, no matter how much you slice it.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be the top of the order for the Marlins, but we'll see. We'll stick around here through the top of the ninth, see what happens. See if the Mets pour it on a little bit. Man, they're showing this crowd. It is all Mets fans there besides like Marlins, man. Jeez.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, that's an interesting, I've met a few people from Miami recently. It's such a melting pot of different, obviously, cultures, but a lot of people move down there a lot. Obviously, we've heard a lot of people moving down to Florida. Doesn't surprise me that there's a lot of Mets fans there.
Yeah, a lot of people in Miami. I have family in Miami, and a few of them are Yankee fans. None of them are Marlins fans at all.
Yeah.
They don't care at all about the Marlins. So,
and
not exactly.
Not as diverse, but of course, Tampa, that's where the Yankees had their spring training, and there's a major league team there, for crying out loud. So there's a lot of Yankees fans there too.
Yeah. So, just Soto. Ooh, got the call.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. In the chat,
yeah,
Marlins scored 6 in the 5th yesterday. It's possible. We'll see.
Yeah, that was a wild inning. If you didn't see that, go back and check that out.
There was something else up here. Oh, about Ellie. I think Ellie's played really well lately. Last week, I think he's been very good. But one thing I want to see from them tonight is, for the love of God, can you steal a base? Oh, bad. I don't like your reaction. Soto go yard here. Oh, all right. You're just going to throw it directly to the backstop. 5-0 Mets. I think that's a walk as well. The Soriano guy, not great. Not great, as they show Marlins Park full of Mets fans.
This is like, it's like now we committed. We committed to staying on. It's like, do we just shut her down? Change up the mojo, Max.
That might be the play after the
maybe the play
here. Yeah, because this isn't working.
No, it's not.
We came on here and everything has gone wrong.
Well, it's not like it ever started going right to begin with.
Right.
If they were if the Marlins were winning and we came on, then I would blame us. But
like
they just wanted to make
they're pulling
the next
Soriano. I know, it's a pitching coach. Oh man, that stinks. But Reds just win. Optimistic John just firing us up in the chat. Love to see it. Optimistic John. Nobody more optimistic than you. One thing about Ellie real quick that I was talking about just for a second.
Yeah.
I think he's been really well lately. And can they please steal a base? Can they just try to steal a base? Can they be aggressive, please?
Especially tonight, right?
It's for a team that, Tito cannot stop talking about. It's like he doesn't want them to hit home runs sometimes. It's like he just wants them to just move runners over all the time. It's like, I get it, but like, if you're going to do that, then you have to be somewhat aggressive on the base pass, and they just aren't at all.
Yeah.
With Ellie and Marte's fast too. Steer can run a little bit. Friedel isn't fast anymore, but he's a good base runner. Like McLean when he's on base once a week. Like just try.
I know you said you weren't able to watch last night's game, but Brantley was selling that side of it last night during the broadcast. Lux had a triple, or it was a double with an error. He was on third base, and Andujar, his only goal was to hit it to the right side.
Andujar?
Andujar.
You mean the guy who pulls 440-foot homers? Yeah, that's what I want Andujar doing.
But listen though, he hit it to the right side and Lux scored.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand 2 is bigger than 1.
Right.
But, sometimes you just got to go and just get the field goal when you can.
Right. I'm not saying I want them to just start swinging for the downs every time, but it's just sometimes like the mindset of the team is, all right, let's play for 1. I just wish sometimes that they'd be more aggressive. Like the other night in extra innings, or maybe it was like 8th and 9th, but Marte was on. It's like a 12-pitch at bat, I think, and at no point did he think about stealing. It was incredible, just how scared they seem sometimes to try and get another base, because it's such a difference than we've seen from past Reds teams. Like LA last year had almost 70 stolen bases. I know it was a little banged up this year, but they would just be running. And this year they're terrified to run. I can't believe it.
The one thing, and I would like them to steal more. I would, but the one thing that this team is missing is just a big bopper. Just a dude who can just hit.
Well, and that's where the Schwarber talk comes from. That's not happening. I'm sorry, but the contract Schwarber is going to get this offseason is going to be pretty ridiculous.
Max, do not tell me that.
Oh, I want it. I would pay the money. Just letting you know. They won't.
I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
That'd be awesome.
Because I
would hit. He would hit Schwarber like 8th.
Actually, probably 3rd.
Yeah, probably.
But I think at their peak, Marte, Ellie, Steer, I think maybe 30 home runs, maybe. But I think their average for their career is going to be 25 each year. I really do. I think Stewart's a 25 guy. And really that's where it ends, right? I mean, McLean might get to low 20s, but they need a guy who's going to hit 40 every year. I mean, if you had Adam Dunn in this lineup, throwback, I mean, pencil him at DH. I mean, I think this team would be in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, you had a guy like Dunn or yeah. That's really what this lineup is missing is 1 or 2 guys that can just hit it out. And it seems like, there's not many of those guys right now. Elliott obviously struggled with power. He's starting to find it again. Stevenson's been hot. Marte, it's kind of been up and down lately, kind of mostly down. He's been swinging a little bit better. Andujar against a lefty is raking, but besides that, it's not much. Steer sometimes gets one. Looks like it's a ground ball to short.
Yep.
Lopez the first got him. Go on to the bottom of the 9th. Mets up 5-0. Looks like it'll be Edwin Diaz to come in here.
All righty. This is what we're all here for. Let's
see Diaz. Let's see Diaz throw about 40 pitches, and they lose.
Well, to add to that, what really kind of messed the Mets up last night, though it seemed to be everything is fine now, is Sproat didn't pitch very well last night, didn't get deep into the game. They had to go deep into their bullpen. Tonight, not as bad. They are going to use 3 guys, it seems. And if we can ruin Diaz for tomorrow, then that would be fantastic. But like everyone's saying in the chat, and we've said it, just keep winning. We're in the driver's seat. Just keep winning.
They somehow, some way, pretty much control their own destiny.
Well, and I want to throw in my guy WTI Trader. What if the Reds win tonight, Max, and then both teams lose tomorrow?
When's the parade?
How funny would that be, though?
No, that would be the perfect way for the Reds to make the playoffs, is if they lose tomorrow. Are the Diamondbacks eliminated?
They are eliminated.
They are? Okay, I didn't see what they did last night. All right, so it's literally just us.
Yeah,
just the Reds and Mets.
The Reds keep winning, they automatic it's done. But
the big market Cincinnati Reds against the big market Mets.
If both teams win today and both teams lose tomorrow, the Reds are still in. So, momentum.
Yeah.
All right. So, if you don't mind, Max, I'm going to take over the play-by-play here for the Mets game, just because I think I'm just a tad ahead of you, and I don't want to ruin it for anyone like you as well.
I'm scrolling Twitter, seeing if there's any good chatter on here right now.
Let us know if you have any good nuggets here while we finish off this game. Again, Mets are winning 5-0. I wish this was a little more climactic. Let's turn it to be a little more anticlimactic.
So, did you see last night the Reds odds for the playoffs were -150? That's a huge swing from a few days ago, and they're plus 330. Jeez. I considered placing solid money on the Reds to make the playoffs, but I was like,
well,
I can't do that. I can't do that. I
retired.
should have done on the Mets because then I know I wouldn't have won.
I retired and I from gambling because and if I didn't, I would have spent so much not responsibly to do the playoffs because I just would have I would have been addicted to it. All right.
Yeah, I retired on Tuesday, but I came back yesterday. So.
No, I'm done. I actually deleted all the apps. So
oh, look at you.
Yeah. Marcy up for the Marlins. It's 2-1 count. And he fouls it straight back. It's 2-2 count now. Man, if they come back, you'll never hear the end of this in Queens. You'll never hear the end of this in Queens.
Just make Diaz throw so many pitches. That's kind of my realistic ask right now.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see them give him like 25, 30 pitches.
I mean, it's not a strike, man. And that's a tough pitch, but still.
I thought the Marlins were actually good. I actually think overall they had a good season.
Oh, but, very good, yeah.
They half these guys I didn't hear of. Like I thought they actually like Stowers must be hurt. He had a fantastic
Stowers is hurt right now. Marcy's came up and done well. Connor Norby was a big trade get for them. He hasn't had a great year. But they pitch like, and they kind of, I don't know. I feel like from a distance as Norby swings at a pitch in the other batter's box, that they just kind of win games like the Reds won games. Like they just kind of squeak them out. Good pitching, timely hitting. Probably more timely hitting than we get. At least it feels like. Have you noticed too? Like, quickly the Marlins. Like, have you?
Fly ball. Norby deep left on the warning track. Nimmo's got it. We're down to 2 outs.
He hit that really well. Well, it's not carrying. That's the second. That's the second one that's went to deep left. That just kind of died.
Yep.
Died on the track. I wish this game though, like I was saying, was on the road because the Marlins' record on the road this year is insane. Like it's so weird. They dominate on the road. At one point, they won like 12 straight road games. Like that never happens.
Wow.
Especially for a team that's eliminated from the playoffs. All right.
I'm not sure if our chatter here, Storm Villains, is spoiling here. But I'm sure it's a good chance that the Mets win. Still like to see Diaz get his pitch count up a little bit so he's not available tomorrow, or at least not as effective. Ooh, that was in. Hit him.
We're back.
Now just load it, grand slam, and then get another guy on and 2-run homer. That's what we're hoping.
The path is simple.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah, come on. Reds would do this no problem.
Yeah, easy.
So there's a lot of good playoff races right now. I know that the Tigers were in first all year in the AL Central. They've completely fallen apart. They did win. They did win today, so they still might get the wild card. They still might get the Central, I think.
Yeah, but you know what's funny is I think that the Central and then the third wild card is going to play each other again. So they're going to play the Guardians starting on Tuesday.
Yeah, it'll just depend where it is.
I think at this point it's probably going to be in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then I think the Yankees overtook Toronto, so but Toronto has a tiebreaker on them. And it's a ground out.
Toronto plays tonight.
Ground out to Diaz. The Mets win 5-0. So we all know it. I see that there's 80 plus in here. Just win, baby. Just win tonight, win tomorrow. And your Cincinnati Reds are in the 2025 postseason. Max, I'll let you sign us off and for this show tonight.
Yeah, 2 games left for the Reds. They own the tiebreaker over the Mets. Diamondbacks have been eliminated. It's simple. Reds got to win. Go Reds.
We will see you guys tonight with the post-game show for a winning edition guaranteed. We'll see you guys later.